Okay, so let's start. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Can we have everyone on camera, please? Not the
Saturday
background.
morning,
Yes,
relax.
fresh faces. Toastmasters Neha also. Can you please come on camera? Okay. So very warm welcome to all the guests and members to the 148th meeting of the Gabby's Toastmaster Club. Before we start the meeting, I would like to highlight few very important key points. Throughout the meeting, your camera should be on and your audio should be off. Your audio should be on only when you need to speak or you're called to speak. Toastmaster International allows us to present our views on any topics, including topics of sex, religion, and politics. But we at the Gabby's Toastmaster Club request everyone to be mindful and abstain from speaking on these topics. We urge you to not use any kind of sexist, racist undertones which may be disrespectful or create any kind of hostility or discomfort for our members and guests. Let me hand over the stage to our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Neha Jain. She's a finance professional, a yoga practitioner and trainer, loves traveling, trekking, and playing badminton. Over to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Neha Jain.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that was our Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Can we have a big round of applause for him? A very good morning to all of you. It's my pleasure to preside over the 148th meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I would like to welcome and acknowledge the presence of all the guests and members. I would request everyone to stay till the end of the meeting as I call you upon for your feedback towards the end of the meeting. Moving on, I'd like to call the meeting to order. For the benefit of guests, I would want to reiterate that Toastmasters is a home to people who wish to face their fear of public speaking. Not only that, if you love to connect and network with others, if you want to hone your leadership skills, Toastmasters is the place for you. It's a safe place to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And we're proud to carry forward this 100 years old legacy, which has spanned over 100 plus countries. Now, moving ahead with our meeting, we have a very interesting theme for today, bondings beyond blood. And to introduce that, I would hand over the baton to the Toastmaster of the day. She is a student at IIT Varanasi and currently pursuing her BTech and MTech in mathematics and computing. A budding Toastmaster, an amazing speaker, none other than our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanjana Garai.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Neha. So finally, it is Saturday, a day we all keep waiting for. We start waiting for Saturday on Monday. Let us begin with a small question to charge our brains. Can anyone take a guess what significant event falls on the 30th of August? Anybody? What event falls on the 30th of August? You could just unmute and answer. Anyone? Any guesses?
Third year of Gabby's.
This
Raksha
30th, it's Raksha Bandhan, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So, Raksha Bandhan, rooted in Indian culture, is a centuries old festival celebrating the bond between siblings. It involves the sister tying a protective thread around her brother's wrist as a symbol of love and care. Now that I am a single child, I have never gotten the chance to celebrate this occasion because I'm never with my cousins on this occasion. I stay in Bangalore and they are in West Bengal. Though I've never tied a Rakhi to my siblings, my love for them can't be explained in words. I would like to share one such incident. I have a younger cousin brother whom we call Dev. He's 4 years younger to me. I had been to my native during Durga Puja and he was around 5 years old. I remember his mother had scolded him because he was up to some mischief and he began crying very loudly. All of us, including my cousins, my parents, took him to a separate room to calm him down. But tears just didn't stop rolling from his eyes. And this went on for the next 15 minutes. He kept crying for the next 15 minutes. Finally, I reached out, took him into my lap, and carried him outside for a walk. And like by magic, as soon as we went outside together and I began speaking to him, he stopped crying and he calmed down. Since then, I've always had a special connection with him. So this is one of my stories. Any one of you have had similar incidents with your siblings? It could be an emotional one, a naughty one, a haunting one, just anything that you can never forget that you want to share today. The room is open for you to do so. Anybody who would like to share, please raise your hands. Anyone? It'll be great to listen to all your stories about your siblings.
If no one is
Anyone?
going, I can go, Sanjana. If no one is
Yeah,
taking.
Sure, Aparna.
So my older sister, I have a lot of cousins, but I've had great relationships with my cousins, but not my own sister, right? The one who was born with me, as in the same parents, never had a good relationship. We always fought. But there was this one incident which was really bonding experience for me. I was in high school and she had just started college. A family member, you know how family members are, as much as they are full of love and all, they can be quite irritating sometimes. So one of them had actually made a particularly nasty remark towards me for some reason. I was upset. And I remember coming back home. My mother didn't know about it or she didn't care about it. I don't know. She didn't do anything about it. So I was all the more hurt and I came back home that day and I was crying my heart out. This girl, my sister, who always has only a mean thing to say to me, actually told me the nicest words possible that day. She said, you know what? It's not your mistake. It's his problem that he looks at you like that. Chuck it. And that bonded us. That little thing that happened there bonded us. She's my best friend till date now. You know, those little incidents, those little events that happen unexpected are the biggest bonding experiences. So yeah, back to you.
Wow, that was a very good experience. Can you have a big round of applause for Aparna? Awesome. You know, oftentimes I hear even from my friends that I don't have a own sister or brother, but I hear many times from my friends that, my brother, my sister, why do I have a brother? Why do I have a sister? But at times when, we are under the most crucial times, most painful times, they are the ones who calm us down. So anybody else wants to share their experience, we can have one more to share your experience. It would be great. I'm sure many of you have siblings. Can we raise their hands? How many of you have siblings of your own? Can you have raise of hands? I see. So anybody would like to share any experience quickly? Any experience? I'm sure if you have a sibling, there would be many things that you want to share before we move forward. It's okay. It's all right. So you can think of something. When you come up with something, then probably you can have it. Okay. So great to hear the tale that Aparna shared with us. Now with nostalgia and brotherhood in today's atmosphere, let us swiftly drift forward with the meeting. So let me call upon the general evaluator for today. She is a passionate speaker, hippie at heart, mom at home, and an entrepreneur by choice. Put your hands together for Toastmaster Aparna Raja as she introduces her role and her team. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Today we have a very brief meeting, but my job isn't as brief. It's always there from before the meeting till the end. So as the general evaluator for the day today, I shall be evaluating the entirety of the meeting from start till end and also before, the pre-meetings, requirements and things like that. So all of that will be done. However, My team is very, very small today. I simply have a timer with me. So quickly, let me introduce my timer for the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Toastmaster Chaitanya is a software engineer by profession. His interests include music, cooking, sports, trekking, traveling. Okay, my mouth is hurting. He's got so many. Doing adventure sports such as rafting, paragliding, etc. And the list goes on and on. He is keen towards learning new things and be able to do something that has an impact. And I can tell you, as the SAA and as the timer, he is a very impactful person. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Do give us a brief of your role for us today.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Aparna, for introducing me. So I will be the timer of the day and I will be timing all the speeches. Usually the timing of speech depends on the objective of it, but today we have two prepared speeches which will be of 5 to 7 minutes. So during the course of speech, I will be flashing backgrounds which will denote the time. So the blue background will denote it that speech has started. Once the speech reaches 5 minutes of time, I will be displaying my green card. Once it reaches 6 minutes, I will display the yellow card. And then at 7 minutes, I will display the red card. Each speaker gets a grace period of 30 seconds at the end and before. So if a speaker has spoken 4 minutes 30 seconds, then also he or she qualifies. And if they speak till 7 minutes 30 seconds, also then they qualify. More than that and less than 4 minutes 30 seconds, the speaker would disqualify. Same rules apply for evaluators, but for evaluation, the timings are 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So at 2 minutes, I will be flashing the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will be flashing the yellow card. And 3 minutes, I will be flashing the red card. The grace period of 30 seconds applies to evaluators as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chaitanya, for very, very clearly explaining the time limits for our prepared speakers as well as the evaluators. Today, we don't have a table topic segment and hence that wasn't explained. So thank you very much. Towards the end of the prepared speeches section, when called upon to give the evaluation, my team, along with the speech evaluators, will be back to give us our observations and ways to improve and much more. Thank you. Till then, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks for briefing us with the roles, Toastmaster Aparna. So, in our regular Toastmaster meetings, we usually have three sections: the prepared speech section, the table topic section, and the evaluation section. But today, as we have the Moments of Truth session at the end, we have only the prepared speech section and, of course, the evaluation section. So, without further ado, let us move to our first speaker. But before I call upon the first speaker, let me call the evaluator of the first speaker. He is from Jaipur, currently living in Hyderabad. He works as a business analyst in a startup. His hobbies include reading, writing, watching movies, dancing, and exploring new places. Give it up for Ayush Goyal to introduce to us the project details of his target speaker.
Morning, everyone. My target speaker is Toastmaster Ankit. His pathway is presentation mastery, and he's attempting his level 2 project 3 speech, that is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The title of the speech is The Power of Mentoring. Now, for this, the purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring, and for the speaker to share some aspect of a previous example as a prodigy. So all the best, Toastmaster Ankit. I will give my report after his speech. So back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. That was very well explained. Now let's move on to our first speaker. He is a regulatory professional with 13 years of experience. He enjoys indulging in sports. So let's welcome our first speaker, Ankit Tyagi, the power of mentoring. The power of mentoring, Ankit Tyagi.
Audible and visible? Can somebody confirm?
Yes.
Okay,
You're
great.
visible.
So let me start. A mediocre teacher tells, a good teacher explains, a superior teacher demonstrates, and a great teacher inspires. So, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, throughout our lives, as we are engaged in continuous cycle of learning and improvement, we come across numerous teachers. Some may assert that time is the best teacher. Some may debate that we learn from our experience and experience is the best teacher. And only few may attribute to the actual people who act as our teachers. Regardless of our beliefs and thought, teachers are the individual, those who facilitate our growth. However, teachers inspire us, but we always need mentors in life. There is a subtle difference between teachers and mentors. Teachers come across with depth of knowledge, while mentors come with a broader perspective. As per American Association of Training and Development, 75% of the top executives have attributed their success to the mentors who have helped them in critical phase of their life. And I also share the same thought. And whenever I am in need of a advice in my critical juncture of life, I always go to my mentors for personal and professional advice. And I want to share one experience with my mentor, who is my mentor since last 13, 14 years. I met him in my class, 9th grade, and he is Mr. Prabhakaran. So he was my maths teacher, and I was very good in maths. I was always top scorer in maths until class 5th. But suddenly came Mr. X. Who was Mr. X? It was assumptions. After 5th, like there will be quadratic equations and theorems. So everywhere it was like, let's assume the value of x is so and so. Let's assume value of y is so and so. I was always thinking that math is a logical subject. Why there is an assumption? And then started my downfall. My grades were falling, and my marks, they were not sky high. They were falling like shooting stars, and my parents were worried. And I remember like my father was so worried that what I will do in my board exam, because usually at my time, 9th and 10th class used to be combined in board exam. So during a parents teacher meeting, my father went and met my new teacher of maths, Mr. Prabhakaran. I remember that day that gentleman was sitting on a wooden chair with salt and pepper look, and my father was just blabbering that he's not doing that, he's not doing so, he's not practicing sounds. That person just said one word: "Don't worry, sir, I will take care of your son." And I was standing in one corner with both my pockets in hand. I was thinking, here comes Mr. Overconfident. He doesn't know me. I am such a poor guy in maths, and I should only pass. I was aiming at only 33%. But suddenly something happened, and I cannot correlate what has happened at that time. Suddenly, my interest in math increased manifold. Concepts were crystal clear, and I scored 90% marks in my board exam. And at that time, 90% marks in maths was a dream come true. Now, when I have gone through a lot of mentoring and coaching sessions in corporate world, I now correlate what was the reason. The reason was he always used to come once in a month or bi-weekly with a comfortable pat on my back. Hey son, do you need any help? If you need any help, just come to staff room after school, and I will solve your problems. I will guide you. Trust me, I have never gone to him any day. Single day I have not gone to him. But that assurance that somebody is there to help me, somebody will help me if I am struggling, that has boosted my morale and I performed better. So that was my experience with my first mentor. Now coming to Toastmasters. Again, my mentor is a special person, and she is not someone like who is too flashy or loud, but she is committed and supportive. And she may not be like always in the spotlight, but she is like a hidden gem who is always ready to help whenever I need. And she understands that life can be busy, and sometimes I do not have time to connect with her, but she will not wait for me to connect with her. She will call me or check on or send a message on WhatsApp to get the status update. Where am I on my levels? And so she acts as a lighting house whenever I am out of the track or whenever I am away from Toastmasters for long. She will bring me back to the Toastmasters journey. Even when, again, whenever I lost my way, that lighthouse guide me like I need to, I have to be on right track. So she knows that I am at this level on Toastmaster, even though I don't connect with her on regular basis. She do regular checks on me, not to judge me, but also as a genuine concern that whether I am on right track, whether I am completing my levels. She knows that life can distract us from our goals, but she is always there to help me. And sometimes I feel like an old rusty ship lost in vast sea of public speaking, and I'm always hesitant to come forward and give speech. And she's like a wind in my sail to give me push and to get me back into the ventures of public speaking. And so in Toastmasters, I just want to mention it. Like we often talk about power of mentors, about coaching, about how we can, mentor people or guide them. But what I feel, it is about how mentors inspire mentees. It and how they uh, bring mentors back into Toastmasters if they are losing their track. And mentors give us a confidence that in crowd, yes, there is somebody to cheer for you, and give a sense of belonging and somebody. They are like safety nets. Yes, there is someone. If I go wrong, I can always approach my mentor. So that confidence, that is a confidence which mentor and mentee relationship gives. And I want to quote Benjamin Franklin. He once said, "Tell me, I may forget. Teach me, I may remember. But if you involve me, I learn." So I want to again thank you, Toastmasters Club, Gabby's Club, who is giving me opportunity to getting involved in public speaking. And I want to take this time to express my gratitude to my mentor Neha Jain, who is always checking on me at which level I am and what I am doing and when I am going to deliver my next speech. Thank you so much, Neha. And that's all from my side for today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. That was such a wonderful speech. Can we have a big round of applause for our first speaker, Toastmaster Ankit Tyagi? So, as you would have noticed that Toastmaster Ankit very subtly had the topic weaved in his speech because he talked about his mentors, his teacher, Mr. Prabhakaran, and then Toastmaster mentor Neha Jain. We often have a very deep connection with our mentors, and this is what is bonding beyond blood, right? It's not about the blood relationships, it's about love, it's about how much we get to learn from a person. And also, Toastmaster Ankit, I could relate to you very much when you said X scared me a lot because it also scared me a lot during Jain. So let us quickly move to our next speaker. But before I introduce the next speaker, let me call upon the evaluator of the next speaker. He is a chartered accountant by profession. Outside Toastmasters in accounting, he likes playing cricket, chess, and loves traveling. So let's put our hands together for our second evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana. Amit Gupta is attempting level 3, project 1 from team collaboration pathway. The speech title is Brain Drain. The purpose of the speech is for the member to introduce or review basic presentation software strategies for creating and using slides to support or enhance a speech. The second purpose is the purpose of the speech is for member to demonstrate his or her understanding of how to use presentation software, including the creation of slides and incorporating the technology into a speech. Thank you very much, TMOD. Thank you. All the best, Amit.
Thank you for the wonderful description. So now let me call upon our speaker too. Toastmaster Amit works as a data scientist in a retail company. He keeps himself busy with sports, physical activities, and exploring new things in life. Toastmaster Amit, do you want to do a quick check of video and audio before I tell your speech title?
Yes, sure. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and you're visible. Awesome. So, Toastmaster Amit, brain drain. Brain drain, Amit Gupta.
Before that, I will share my screen. I hope my screen is visible, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, can you estimate the can you estimate the impact of brain drain or our system? Hello, Toastmaster. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about brain drain. We'll also talk about how it is impacting our economy. What are the major reason for brain drain, and also at the end we'll talk about what are the possible solutions that can like minimize the issue of brain drain. So let's move forward. So let's understand for what is brain drain. So when an individual or professional leaves the home country and move to the another country for better opportunity, we call brain drain for the home country. Let's understand the impact of brain drain on our economy. When we got independent in 1947, Britishers ruined our civilization such a way that our 80% population was struggling with the poverty and our literacy rate was only 12%. That time, our leaders realized that we need systematic growth. So they understood the importance of science and engineering professionals, because without them, we can't build dam, we can't build in any power plant, or we can't build any manufacturing unit. So keeping in this thing in mind, they set up institute that today we call it Indian Institute of Technology, or IIT. As time moved on, these institutes provide a lot of professional, talented professional. But the sad thing is that a large chunk of this professional moved out from the India. As per the data, around 25,000 to 30,000 IITians settled in the US till now. So sometimes we think that what is the big deal if someone is leaving the country? So I'm going to tell you, it impacts a lot on our economy. We lose around $17 billion or 1.7 lakh crore every year because of this migration. If I relate this number is more than twice the profit of India's biggest company, Reliance Industry. So let's move on and understand the cause of this brain drain issue. So if we move little bit past, our business ecosystem was not capable to provide job to the highly skilled people. If I give you a couple of examples here, the first one is that government introduced one act which is called Foreign Exchange Regulatory Act in 1977. So before this act, all the foreign companies like the IBM, Coca-Cola, and many more, they were doing really good in our economy. But after this act, they were forced to reduce their ownership to 40%. Mean they were owner of only 40% of the stock. So what happened? All these foreign companies started moving out of the India. I will give you the second example.
between 1969 to 1991, our government followed monopoly and restricted trade policy. It means our even Indian private company can't own more than 25% stake in a particular sector. So do you see the issue here? Government didn't allow private sector to grow. And on the other side, this government sectors, like government-owned company, and their product were so pathetic that like the neither private sector nor the government sector provided the job opportunity. Because of that, people started looking outside. Second reason for this brain drain is the exclusive education. So if you have noticed that every year around 10 lakh students go for engineering. So out of that, only 1 lakh, means the 10% kind of get selected for the top institutes like the IITs, NITs, and BITS. What happened to remaining 90% of the students? They ended up taking admission in the Tier 2 or Tier 3 college. But this is not right? Because if it had been for giving job, it makes sense that because of competition, you are selecting capable people. But the aim of the the aim of this college is to make a student capable. Every student's basic right is to get quality education, right? So what happened here? Those 90% students, they do graduation. After that, if they have money, they go out for study and they kind of take job there. So they become a kind of asset for that country. And those students, they are not capable to go out. They stay in the country. Okay, most of them are unemployable. It means they don't have basic skill to get job, and they become liability in our country. So next reason for this brain drain issue is the disparity on the government spending on the higher education. According to the data, around 50% of the higher education funding government spends on top institutions like the IITs, NITs, IIM, and few more. These top institutions accommodate only 3% of the students. So can you see the difference here? This remaining 97% student, they are kind of getting benefit of only 50% of fund. So what happens? They get frustrated and they move out of the country for the better education. Other than that, our poor research facility is the another reason, because what it has been seen that if country is spending more on the research and development, that country grows faster and generate more jobs. Now let's talk about some possible solution that can solve this brain drain issue. First solution in the industry academic connect. So we all know, like in most of the colleges, syllabus are outdated. Their system is really bad. So what they can do little bit research. They can find like the which all skills are like the demanded in current time. What all skills are are going to demanded in coming 5 years. Based on that, they can create one like the course structure. This is one thing. Second thing, government need to give report on the supply and demand. So what government can do little bit research and publish the report. This can help people to take job, and then it will help people to tell that in this part of the country, this kind of a skill set is required. Also, government need to work on the supply and demand issue. So for example, let's say in this particular year, X number of engineers are required, right? So during this admission type, only that number of the people can go for that kind of role. Next one is the inclusive education system. So we all can understand that we can't accommodate like that 10 lakh students to the Tier 1 college, but we can think alternative here. What we can think, government can provide like the top class material on the cheapest cost. This would include that kind of the lecture from the top professor of the country. So anybody, if want to learn any skill set, they can easily learn any time. Last one is the heavily invest on the research and development. So R&D is the one area where our government invests very less compared to other countries. So here also government need to put more. So based on my research, these are the couple of solutions that I found. And I hope like if we are like the companies, government, and the colleges are kind of working together, they can solve this big issue of our country. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for that wonderful speech. Can we have a big round of applause for our speaker to Toastmaster Amit? That was infused with so much data to help us understand the issue of brain drain and how we can solve it. Now, Timer, can you tell us if there are any disqualifications?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day, Sanjana. Both the speakers did not qualify.
Okay. Yeah?
Both the speakers
Okay.
did not qualify.
Okay. Unfortunately, we'll not have any polls for the prepared speeches section, but it's fine. So there was just this issue of time management. So next time, both the speakers can work for it, and we can have, we can work towards better speeches. So coming back to the topic, as we embrace the concept that relationships are not confined by bloodlines, let's unfold the captivating truth that bonds of the heart can also find a home in friendships. Just as the sun's warmth knows no boundaries, so too can the warmth of companionship radiate beyond the realms of kinship. So it's not always necessary that we have the best relationships with someone from our family. It could be our best friend or anybody else. Like our first speaker highlighted about how mentors can have an important role. So would anybody want to share any instance about their friends of how their best friend or anybody else apart from their family members has had a great impact on their life? Anybody? You could raise your hands and I'll call you forward to speak. We have many guests as well. So anybody from the guests would like to go for it? So as you all think for an incident, I would like to share one of my incidents. So I have my best friend in school, her name was Priya. So I remember during Corona when all the classes were offline, where all the classes were online, and I had to do my JEE preparation. I couldn't, attend the classes because I was busy preparing for JEE. So Priya used to attend all my classes with my credentials, and that's how I managed my required percentage of attendance. So if not for Priya, I wouldn't have been where I'm right now. So like this, friends can have many life-changing decisions or the life-changing impact on our life. Toastmaster Samita, would you like to share any incident from your life?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sanjana. One incident that I really would like to share was that I was a very naughty child when I was young. So we planned to go out in one of the jungle-like area where there was a big tamarind tree and break all the tamarinds and bring it back. So while we were at it with our typical gulail and stones and all, I decided to climb the tree. And it was very dangerous because the tree was very big and I had climbed really high. I was very enthusiastic, so I had climbed it. but sadly, I could not get down. And that was a very scary situation because I could not get down and I was feeling the moment you can't do something, that fear sets in. And my friends were there to help me. They formed a chain standing one over the other, and then they safely got me down. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe I would have stayed in the tree for people to come and get me down. And then of course, the scolding that I would get at home would be a lot. But my friends saved the day. They made sure that I could get down from that tree. And henceforth, whenever I do all these sort of stunts, I make sure that I see the exit first before I take the jump. So that was my little story where I was saved by my friends.
Oh, wow.
Over to you, Sanjana.
Yeah, really interesting. Next, can you quickly have Chaitanya to share his story?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana. So, for me, I'm a mixture of whatever my friends have been all along. Okay, so I have picked up different traits from them. Recently, I had a friend who is very good at finances and he's a full-time trader, so I'm learning from him. And then I had few friends who were quite naughty and not a good part of the society that you consider, where your mothers tell me stay away from those guys. I was a part of them. Okay, so again, they also taught me many things. Then I learned driving from my friends, and I learned coding from my friends. A lot many things that I have learned. So it is not just the school teachers or your siblings that teach you, but also the people you stay with. And it is very true that if you have four billionaires in the room, you'll be the fifth one. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
True, you really highlighted the influence that friends can have. So now let's move on to the next session of our meeting, which is the evaluation section. So to take up this section, let us call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Aparna. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sanjana. So to start off the evaluation, let's start off with the prepared speeches evaluation. Let me first invite our first speaker's evaluator, Toastmaster Ayush. Toastmaster Ayush, over to you to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Ankit Jain. Ankit Tyagi, sorry. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. First of all, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Ankit for completing his speech and the project as well. As you finished all the objectives that were required. You told about Toastmaster mentorship as well as your own experiences, or your own multiple experiences about mentorship, and an experience as a prodigy. So congratulations for that. Now, coming to a speech evaluation, first I would start with the structure of the speech. The structure of the speech was, I think, very well framed. It was very clear. The transitions were very clear. The beginning was clear. You told when you were entering into the body, when you stated that you are going to tell a story about you being a prodigy, about your maths teacher being your mentor, and then transitioning into the Toastmaster mentorship. And then you got into conclusion and the ending. So the overall structure and the transitions was very clear. So good work for that. And after that, your hand gestures throughout the speech were clear, were very good, because you used gestures wherever you required to indicate something. Whether you when you wanted to tell when a conversation was going on, you turned your body so that we know that the conversation is happening when you were speaking about your teacher. Now, I do have a couple of points of improvements. One is during the conclusion. I feel that the conclusion could have taken a little more time and it could have been a little more uh, in detail, because that was the message that you wanted to convey through your speech. So taking a little more time and bringing a stronger conclusion would have created a great end to your speech. And the second one was, like, I felt that the tone throughout the speech was kind of similar. Take for example, when talking about your teacher and your father, you could have added the humor when the teacher told that you not to worry, and you felt that your grades were not good. And when you got 90%, the tone remained the same. At that time, I felt that it could have varied a little. Little humor could have been added while you're telling about the story, and some a higher tone, like a sense of achievement, could have gone into when you were stating that you got to the 90%. And another point about the tone was during a message, the conclusion. At that time, I felt that the tone could have been a little louder, a little more confident, a little more assertive, so that the people would know that this is the message that I want to give. Overall, it was a very good speech with a great structure, good hand gestures, just to work on tone changing and voice modulation through the speech, and you could take it to a greater stage. Back to you, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayush. That was a wonderful evaluation. And I kept seeing if he was ticking all the check boxes, wherein he was telling what was great and what can go better. He said what can go better with examples. And then he finally summarized it. I think that's like a perfect evaluation format. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ayush. You've come a long way and you're doing such great evaluations now. Thank you. For the speaker, Toastmaster Ankit, I would say the same to you. I think you've come a long way. Your speech was so much more confident today, what you did. And like the evaluator rightly pointed out, those little transitions were beautiful. And when you showed those roads, you even had that sine wave thing, like he rightly pointed out. It was fun, your hands in your pocket and all those. And along with that, I saw you had some great language usages today. Some wonderful phrases like wind in my sail and so on and so forth. I think that added to a different dimension to your speech because you started bringing in those phrases and words. Very nicely done. Thank you very much to this duo. Thanks to the speaker and the evaluator. Thank you.
Toastmaster Aparna, you're not audible.
Wow, Bane, huh? Okay, so with that, let's move on to the second speaker's evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjay. Do evaluate Toastmaster Amit's speech. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Aparna, for giving an opportunity. Congratulations, Amit, for a wonderful speech. You spoke very well about the topic brain drain. You made us remember the history when we had a brain drain. You had a very good presentation style, and the slides were very well presented. You started with the question and then asked, given a statistical data that 80% poverty is there and literacy rate was 12%, and due to this, most of the students moved out of the country and created a brain drain. So it was a very good connect, and we did not have good education institutions. What you could have done good is your presentation. When you given the PPT, that time you should have given in the slide mode, slideshow. You presented like that only, audience could see your all left side, all the things, other slides also. So it will what will happen is that person can know what is the next slide going to happen. So he may read before you speaking on that slide. So I would request you to do on the slide show mode. One is that suggestion. Then other is that you could have used other software also, OBS software, which is a free software. You could have used and integrated that into your Zoom thing, so that your presentation would have increased to a next level. Because this project requires you to make a presentation using the software skills, so that it would have increased your level of presenting. Your camera could have come before that presentation, and your presentation would have increased in a very good manner. Next is your slides. If you see, newspaper cutting and all that were very small. It was not visible clearly. Yeah, whereas there was a very big space in the slide. You could have pasted it very good. and shown means it would have added value. Means if a person is not able to read your presentation, then a person will not take anything from your slide. So that what is shown matters. See, both our oral communication and presentation both matters. So you could have worked on that. Overall, I liked your speech. I could understand each and every thing you have said, and it is a very good topic you have chosen, brain drain. But after the Chandrayaan mission launch, this I think so, the brain drain has stopped in India, and this is then also I think your speech is a very good thing, and a good to remember history, from where we started and where we are coming. It's a great achievement for the country. So all the best. I would like to hear more from you, and thank you very much. Yeah. Over to
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sanjay, for that evaluation. Now, Toastmaster Sanjay, has the purpose been achieved?
Yeah, purpose is achieved, but he could have been more effective. That is the thing I am saying.
Yeah,
Because there is an improvement there for everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the reason I asked if purpose is achieved is because that's the primary thing that we need to look for in our speech. In fact, the first evaluator, I think, Ankush, that part you missed, whether the purpose was achieved, but it was quite clear what he had done. With that said, both our speakers have achieved their purposes, and the evaluation, let me quickly evaluate for Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. Toastmaster Sanjay, the evaluation was very clear and on point, and I think very in tune with the project today, because it was about using a software and a presentation and things like that. So he did that very well, and you told what were the things that he can work on, and very apt points, some very simple things that we overlook, like having the small slides being seen in the side and so on. But I think there's a technical issue to go full screen when you're using a Zoom like this and do it. I think one of the screens do not come, or it's not easy to change. There is a small glitch, but yeah, he can always use a software to overcome that. That said, when you were introducing the purpose initially, you gave out the title, Toastmaster Sanjay. We normally don't give out the title during that. The title is introduced by the TMOD, just something we follow, and it's a good practice to have. So just mentioning that. But other than that, I think nicely done. The summary can be a little bit more clearer. You told us what was good. Just work on this, like how you would say, okay, so these are the 2 points. Just work on these 2 points. But other than that, it's nicely done, very clearly explained. So do summarize, do give a concrete summary in the end of your evaluation every single time. Thank you very much. And the speaker, I loved the topic, brain drain. What a wonderful topic. And I think he did a fabulous job. Yes, he went overboard. He went over time. But I think it was something we all gained today. Thank you very much to this duo as well. With this, let us quickly move on to our timer to share the timings with us. Over to you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Do share your report with us.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Aparna, let me share my screen. Give me a minute, please. I hope this is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Yes. So both our speakers exceeded the time limit. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Ankit Tyagi, exceeded the grace period by 35 seconds, and Speaker 2, Toastmaster Amit Gupta, exceeded the grace period by 2 minutes. But the speeches were amazing, and both our evaluators were well within the time limit. So this is my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for that brief and effective report. Our timer, Toastmaster Chaitanya, a big round of applause for him as well. So let me quickly evaluate the entire meeting. The meeting started on time, and prior to the start of the meeting, as soon as the meeting room opened, we had a lot of people coming in and doing AV checks. There was a very diligent check of the role takers, who is here, who is not here. Calls were being made to bring them into the meeting. Irrespective, the meeting started at 10. It was said that it will start at 10. It started bang on 10. I think that is something which has become a trademark of the Gabbys, and that's wonderful. Our first speaker for the day, first role taker, our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Toastmaster Chaitanya, I think I've mentioned this before. You have a very melodious voice when you come and you say hello and welcome. You're not the more bombastic types, and it's very nice actually to have that kind of a beginning to a meeting as well. I thoroughly enjoy that. Just one thing that I want to say is, you don't have to say, so let's start. You say, okay, it's 10 o'clock, so let's start. And it's like you're moving from one role to another and it is very visible. No, let's just start normally and say, good morning and welcome. And another thing that you did was come on camera, you said, before the SAA's address, you said, come on camera, you encouraged. Yes, let us encourage, but that could have been done before the meeting start itself, because I think a few seconds were wasted there. Why waste that, right? We have so much more to look forward to. So just those two things, the things which are not needed, let's keep that before to the, prior to the meeting, because you have that liberty and the luxury to do that because you have time, and then start off. Other than that, SAA address, wonderful as always, very clearly laid out rules and so on and so forth. And the PO was introduced to give the next address. The PO, presiding officer, Neha, it was nice to hear you after a very long time. You addressed the guests to begin with. You very clearly said that we welcome you and so on. You spoke about the Toastmasters International legacy for the benefit of the guests, and we have a lot of new members here as well for everyone's benefit. It was nicely done. And then you had a nice introduction for our TMOD. I think introductions are very important because no one else is allowed to speak here in the Toastmasters meeting other than the role takers. If we don't introduce each other with all that pomp and show, who else is going to do, right? We're taking time out to learn and do that. So let's do that. Nicely done introductions today. Moving on. We had our Toastmaster of the day. What can I say? Energetic as always. She's like this big bomb that comes in and just blasts and goes off. You know, a lot of energy. That's a trademark, and she's very energetic. It was nicely done. The theme was beautifully introduced. The sections were clear. You clearly mentioned that we normally have 3, but today we have 2, which is important to know because if we have new members, you're going to be confused. What is this? Does it keep changing? Why? And so on. So you clarified that bit. You interacted with our members, the guests, and everyone. Just a couple of things I noticed for you was that when you asked a question and no one came forward, you could simply call out names, right? Same TT tactic we can use. You can simply call out names because when you call names, whoever's on camera, they can't say no a lot of times. Just call them out. Let's not waste too much time there. Let's just get on with it. That is all. The evaluator introductions, perfectly done, very encouraging. The speakers nicely introduced, again, very encouraging. Even when you realize that they've all exceeded time, you had a nice word of encouragement for them to say, hey, let's learn and next time we can do it better, which is so important, right? Because everyone's feeling a little let down. Oh, I exceeded. You nicely said that. One other thing that I wanted to mention to you was, I've seen this thing that you come very prepared. I know the amount of work you put into everything you do, especially your roles here. You come very prepared. Now, in a role like a TMOD or a TTM, preparation will be 50 to 60%. The 40% is going to be conversational. It's going to be impromptu. It's a combination talk. When you do that, the transition, you get a little jerky. You're like, it goes on. There's a little thought process that goes on. Observe it and then do it easily. You go in there and then you come back to your practiced conversations or the ideas. But the part which is more conversational and more impromptu, the transition seems very obvious. You can cover it up very nicely and make it seem seamless. Just this thing we can work on. We'll talk more about it post the call. It was nicely done. Other than that, I think this was a fabulous meeting. And what can I say? It is always great to be at the Gabbys. A lovely meeting here. And I saw that we didn't have a call for the polling. Is that intentional? The evaluators poll?
For evaluators poll, general evaluator would have to call.
Apologies, then my bad. Let me call for the evaluators poll. In that case, I should have called beforehand. So can we please launch the poll for the evaluators, please? Okay. Thank you. So that was a miss on my part. Learning for me as well. We'll call the poll from next time onwards. That said, I think it's been a great meeting and everything has been great as always. Nothing really to say a point of improvement. Whatever I had to say, I've mentioned for each of the role takers. Thank you very much. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for that wonderful evaluation session. So I would like to highlight one quick relationship that India strengthened in the last week, and that was a relationship with space. So on the 23rd of August 2023 at 6:04 p.m., Vikram successfully landed on the south pole of Moon as part of the Chandrayaan-3 mission. India is the first country to have achieved this feat of going to the South Pole of Moon and making a successful South landing. Can we please have a big round of applause for being a part of such a wonderful nation and having expanded our boundaries. One quick interesting fact, the budget of the Chandrayaan-3 mission was $75 million compared to the budget of the movie Interstellar, which was $165 million. So hats off to the team of scientists and researchers who made this mission possible. To conclude, remember, life's connections aren't just about family trees, but about the love we plant and grow. So whether it's a sibling or a best buddy, what truly matters is the heart-to-heart hug. So that's all for my role for today. And now I would like to hand it over to the PO of today to continue forward with the session.
Thank you so much, Sanjana. That was a wonderful session filled with scintillating speeches and insightful evaluations. I would like to thank everyone, the members and the guests, for taking time out and attending this meeting. And now I would like to call upon a few guests for the feedbacks. Anybody from the audience? We have guest Harry Sethi, if I'm pronouncing that right. Eben, would you like to share your feedback with us about the meeting?
Yeah. Good morning, Neha. Good morning, everyone. So actually today is my second session with the Gabbys Club, and it was really interesting. I do definitely miss the open topic session. I mean, I was actually looking forward to that, but then I know that you guys have another planned meeting just for the members, so that's nice. I really like the way the meeting flow went. It started on time. Most of the things, and even the speaker sessions and the evaluators, I really like how the evaluators gave very specific points to the speaker as well. So that is one thing that I really liked.
Thanks, Eben. We hope to see you in our upcoming meetings as well. We have Bhavna Batra. Do you have any feedbacks for us? What went well?
It was a great meeting, wonderful learning. I joined passively in the background as I have stepped out for some work. So hoping to attend more of your club meetings. Looking forward to it. I had a great time. I could not hear I missed the TTM section. I wanted to be a part of it, but I loved how energetic TMOD was, and I loved such valuable feedback that GE Aparna presented. I am really in awe of her. So great. I hope I'll get to attend more of your club meeting. Thank you.
Sure, Bhavna. We look forward to seeing you more often. We'll take one more guest or member feedback, and then we'll move on. Anybody who'd like to share your feedback with us? How about Toastmaster Tarun? Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Toastmaster Tarun, we are not able to hear you.
Hello?
Yes, you're audible now. Perfect.
Hi. Sorry, Toastmaster Neha. I actually just joined, for Moment of Truth. So I actually could not attend the meeting. I am actually in the office meeting. I just joined to part of this MOM meeting. So sorry for that.
No problem, Toastmaster Tarun. Thanks for joining us for Moments of Truth. Now, the most awaited results of the poll. The best evaluator for today. Any guesses? Who's the best evaluator? between Toastmaster Amit and Toastmaster Sanjay? Sorry, Ayush and Toastmaster Sanjay. Any guesses? There are no guesses. is it?
Toastmaster Ayush.
It's a
I
tough.
would say both of them were really
Yeah,
good.
they were really good.
All right. So the best evaluator, like Toastmaster Chaitanya mentioned, it's Toastmaster Ayush. Can we give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Ayush? All right. And now the best role taker. I think it is a
Sanjana.
tough competition today.
Sanjana.
A very tough and very close competition between our TMOD Toastmaster Sanjana and our GE Toastmaster Aparna. And the winner is Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you. Thank you. I honestly thought she was
All
better.
right. And unfortunately, our speakers could not qualify for the poll, but they were two amazing speakers and two amazing, amazing speeches. And let's give a huge round of applause to them as well. All right, now moving on for the much awaited session, the Moments of Truth session. And now this Moments of Truth session is only for the members of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club and the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. So I request all the members to please stay back for this session. And now I would like to hand over the virtual stage to Dhwani to take it forward from here. Over to you, Dhwani.
Thank you so much, Neha. With that,